back here and walking into this building this morning?
Yeah, it's a little weird going in the other door, that's for sure. But obviously brings back a lot of really good memories and just catching up with a lot of people I haven't seen since the end of last year. So that was certainly the highlight this morning for sure.
Stephen, what are you anticipating the emotions of tonight being like as you step out on the ice for the first time?
Yeah, I don't know what to expect really. It's not something that you really know, I think, until you go through it. It's, I've got that question a lot leading up to this game, and obviously the excitement level to be back in this city and in this building where, like I said, there's been so many amazing memories for a really long time. So I'm sure the emotions will kick in as game time approaches and you get it on the ice, and it'll be special for sure.
Stammer, people outside of Tampa kind of got to see your relationship with the fans with your Players Tribune letter. What has it been like for you just to see the support and the love from Lightning fans through this whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I know how amazing the fan base is here, and to be able to grow up with them and to see the transition of really this whole market and this city become such a hockey crazed place to be. It wasn't always that way, and when I first got here, it was on the rise, but it wasn't obviously where it is today with obviously the success the organization has had, and it's a pretty special place. So it doesn't surprise me, and certainly thankful for it.
Stephen, it was obviously really frustrating the way things went down here between you and the team in the off season. I was just wondering where you are now, sort of on your emotional journey with coming to terms with what happened.
Yeah, I mean, it takes time. I mean, certainly it's been an adjustment period, not only for me, for my family, for your friends, everything. It's this is all I had known my whole life as a professional athlete. So it's certainly difficult in terms of that, but certainly landed in a very good place in terms of a place that is now home for my family, and that transition has been great. I think they've probably handled it a lot better than I have personally in terms of obviously we didn't get off to the greatest start, and myself either, so you put that pressure on yourself. So we've turned the page a little bit, but I think I probably thought that the family transition was going to be more difficult than the hockey one, and it's kind of been the opposite. So, but that's I'd rather have it that way, where my wife and kids are making the transition, and then I can figure it out myself.
Stephen, you said this is where you grew up, became a professional. Is there a memory you have from some of the guys in the past that helped you become the leader in Tampa Bay throughout your career?
Well, it's tough to just have one moment. I mean, I think you just look at some of the players that I was fortunate enough to play with, and especially as a young kid coming into this league, I had Marty and Vinny, and I even go back to Gary Roberts and the relationship I still have with him. I mean, I met a lot of those kind of older guys when I was young, and maybe our team wasn't the best at that time, but learned so many valuable lessons on what it was to become, a pro, to become a leader, to become, the person and player that I was here, and I was fortunate to have a lot of that, especially at the beginning of my career.
Steven, you were around a lot of those guys for so long in that room. What's it been like not being around Victor Hedman, not being around guys like Ryan McDonough?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Has that been an adaptation, just waking up every day and not having some of your best friends?
Well, for sure. I think, under the circumstances, that was something that I was going to have to deal with. And you come into not only a new organization, but a new group of guys, and you have to find your way a little bit, and you have to figure out where you fit in, and just little things like that. I think that's part of a natural transition period for sure. And there's some good days, some days where you're still figuring things out, like I said, I was here for so long. You were the guy that everyone was coming up to with questions and concerns, and you'd have all the answers, right? And now I'm the guy asking the questions. So it's a little different in that. But listen, it takes time. Not, as much as you want things to just click overnight. There is a transitional period, and certainly working through that right now. And as long as I can kind of control the mental aspect, that's something that has certainly been, something I really never had to worry about in terms of just kind of being in that, comfort zone that, I don't know, it was almost just like, you're in that zen all the time because you just know exactly what's going to happen and the players and the chemistry you build with guys over numerous years, and now you start from scratch. So that's taken some time, and continue to work at it.
Have you been chatting with any of the guys leading up to tonight?
Well, for sure. I keep in touch with a lot of the guys. I mean, those are some of my, best friends and some amazing memories, obviously. So, yeah, you keep tabs on how the guys are doing, and at the end of the day, you're always cheering for your friends to succeed. It doesn't matter where you are, and still really close with a lot of the guys.
You're a guy that keeps his emotions close to the vest, but I think we all know what kind of ovation you're going to get tonight. How hard is it going to be not to
Yeah,
a little bit?
I mean, I'm not usually a very emotional guy in terms of letting people see the emotions, but like I said, I don't know how it's going to be till that moment comes. I mean, you have an idea of what it is, but you can't replicate that feeling. It's like anything, the best feelings in your life, the worst feelings in your life, you don't know how you're going to react till you go through it. So certainly, went through some of that in the summer with everything that went on, but I think this will be a little different, and we'll see how it plays out.
Would you be okay with a boo or two from fans, even if it was playful?
Listen, fans are entitled to do, people are entitled to do whatever they want, so we'll see what happens.
Speaking of your family, we saw them around a lot, especially your son practice on the Zamboni. Is he making a return tonight as well?
No, the kids aren't here tonight. They got school, so that's important. But it's funny. You play here for so long, and you have all those amazing memories, and your kids being young. I mean, they might not remember that aspect of it. Like, their new normal is being a Nashville Predator, and the mascot came over, I think, the second day we came over, and they flipped pretty quick. So it's funny how that works, but they're enjoying it. They love coming to the rink. I mean, that's the beauty of unconditional love, right? You come home, it doesn't matter what kind of mood I'm in. They're happy to see Dad, and they're proud, and that's what helps you kind of sleep at night.
Victor mentioned that you guys got some time to hang yesterday. We'll talk a little bit about that, and also what that friendship has meant to you.
Yeah, so the kids aren't here. My wife's here. My parents are here. So I do have some family here, and Victor's kind enough to give my wife a bed last night, and at their house, obviously very close with Santa. And listen, everyone knows the friendship that we have and still have. So we got to spend some time together this summer as well, even after everything went down. And certainly shared a lot of laughs and memories, and we'll always have that friendship no matter what. But obviously, anytime I get a chance to spend with Victor, it's always fun. So had a chance to see some of the guys last night and have dinner and catch up, and it was nice.